On the 1st of January 2019, Cody, the Young Bucks, Hangman Page and others confirmed the heavily rumored All Elite Wrestling AEW promotion on an episode of Being the Elite. WrestleTalk reported that at least 2 WWE stars have already informally agreed to sign with AEW in 2019, and one has to think that the number won't stay that low. With that said, here are 8 WWE main roster stars who I think should quit Vince McMahon's promotion and head over to Jacksonville, Florida to become elite. Number 1. Veck Rider. Veck Rider is a former WWE Tag Team United States and Intercontinental Champion, so you'd think he'd be held in decent regard and be a well-respected member of the roster, right? Well, you'd be wrong. After former tag team partner Mojo Rawley assaulted and then beat him in late 2017, Ryder was struggling to find a spot on the card on SmackDown. So in April's Superstar Shakeup he was drafted to Raw in hope for a fresh start, which he got on Main Event. Ryder didn't wrestle a single match on Raw in 2019 until the December 31st show in a Jobbers Battle Royal. Back in 2011, Ryder got himself over through his YouTube series Z, True Long Island Story, very similar to what the Elite are doing to this day. It's no secret that Ryder is good pals with AEW Executive Vice President Cody Rhodes, so a move to All Elite seems a perfect fit for the Long Island Iced Z to realize his true potential. Number 2. The Revival. Tag team wrestling in WWE is an absolute joke, and the Raw side of things has been significantly worse than SmackDown. Unfortunately for Dash and Dawson, they find themselves caught up on the red side and it's not panned out particularly well. Let's take a look at a few tag teams that held the Raw tag title throughout 2018. Braun Strowman and a 10-year-old boy, the Eliters of Worlds, whose reign was entertaining for a week and then was characterized by Michael Cole being a massive bellend. The B-Team, whose reign was fairly entertaining for about a week and was characterized by comedy and roll-ups. AOP, a couple of massive brutes who brought legitimacy to the... well, and then their manager Drake Maverick peed his pants. And finally, Chad Gable and Bobby Roode. 2 guys who were thrown together because WWE couldn't think of anything else to do with them. Meanwhile, the Revival have been losing to the Lucha House Party. Excellent. Back in NXT, Wilder and Dawson showed everyone what a great team they were, and their traditional tag team mentality came through in their wrestling. Leaving WWE for AEW would almost certainly come with a little more freedom to portray their own vision of what the team is all about. What's more, is they've even gone as far as taking to Twitter saying that they will wrestle AEW Executive Vice Presidents the Young Bucks at some point in the future. F the Revival, as in future Elite Stars the Revival? Number 3. Ty Dillinger. Ty Dillinger, the master of the 10 chant, was immensely over in NXT at one point. Then the Perfect 10 gave his debut at the number 10 spot in the Royal Rumble and has not looked back since. I mean, he did. WWE derailed his career, and older viewers might remember that Dillinger suffered the same fate under the name Sean Spears a couple of years prior. Looking at his tweets, he stopped caring a while ago, which is understandable but a real shame for somebody as charismatic as Dillinger. Yes, injuries also factored in his overall presentation in 2018, but it is obvious Creative has nothing for the Canadian supernova. Before age kicks in on the 37-year-old, maybe he could drop Jaws by signing with AEW, making people believe in him once again. Number 4. TJP. TJP, or TJ Perkins as people who still like the restaurant chain call him, is one of the most boring wrestlers in the entire WWE to me. But I don't think that WWE has not tried to make him a star. They changed his presentation numerous times. They even made him the first ever Cruiserweight champion. But to be fair, who remembers that? I think TJP suffers from the WWE presentation of things. He's not good on the mic and he's not a very good storyteller. He shines in the ring and the ring only. If AEW is going to do anything like All In, TJP would have it easier there to find his mold, and AEW needs solid mid-carders. TJP is a veteran in this business despite still being pretty young, so AEW would also benefit from his knowledge. He should make the move. He has nothing to lose and everything to gain. Imagine that. The first ever WWE Cruiserweight champion, new version that is, TJP, shows up at AEW and wins the AEW mid-card title, making history once again. Number 5. Mike Kanellis. The former member of the Ring of Honor stable, The Kingdom, who also wrestled as the Miracle Mike Bennett in TNA or Impact Wrestling, is not really going strong in WWE. After doing nothing on SmackDown and then doing nothing on Raw, plus having a wellness policy problem in between, was only able to return when his wife Maria Kanellis returned from pregnancy. Then WWE decided to move into 205 Live. Apparently he lost so much weight he was able to move to the show, something I find suspicious. Anyway, after a short storyline with the Lucha House Party, he was dropped from TV yet again. I think Mike Kanellis is a marked man in WWE and he can not go any further. He needs a fresh start and AEW could not roll around at a better time for him. Depending on when his contract is up, the Kanellis family should make the move to another promotion, AEW as the best option. The greatest love we've ever known is doomed in WWE, but the most elite couple we've ever known could dominate the AEW roster. Just imagine the matches between them and the Rhodes couple. Alone for that, the move would be worth it. Number 6. Hideo Itami. Respect me is what Itami likes to shout. After a very successful start in NXT and even an Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal appearance, various big injuries derailed his WWE career. Not even a call up to Raw and eventually 205 Live helped him. He then was put into a tag team with Akira Tozawa, only to turn heel on him, going back to his old respect persona. WWE is not giving up on the man who invented the GTS, but actually I don't see much more he can do in WWE, not even with the brilliant Arya Daivari as his mouthpiece. Barely matches of him seem interesting to me. I feel like, much like Kanellis, he needs a fresh start. A new presentation, a new environment, and despite Japan being the obvious thing, a move to AEW would be a shocker. I guarantee you, he will be respected there and will probably have the longest and best matches on the card every night. For AEW to land a Japanese superstar like Itami would be quite something. Number 7. Ember Moon. Ember Moon was one of the most celebrated female independent wrestlers before WWE signed her to a developmental contract. In NXT, she rose to the occasion, becoming the biggest threat to the dominant title reign of Asuka. She was able to climb the mountaintop after Asuka's departure from NXT and became the NXT Women's Champion. Moon seemed to be on top of the world. Her amazing Eclipse finishing move caught the eye of the wrestling scene. Only Shayna Baszler was able to stop Moon's celebrated title reign. When Moon arrived on the WWE main roster, however, to no fanfare, forgetful alliances, and rather ordinary win-loss records, she was presented as just another body on the main roster, topped by a short alliance with WWE's resident losing streak champion Kurt Hawkins, who cost her the chance of becoming number 30 in the 2019 Royal Rumble as she was about to advance to the finals of the Mixed Match Challenge. WWE obviously has no plans for the She-Num, and AEW's women's division is in desperate needs for talent. Moon should bring her talents to a promotion. Who cares? Number 8. Sami Zayn. He is one of the most underrated talents in the entire wrestling world. Currently out with yet another long-time shoulder injury, the underdog from the underground has yet to win a championship on WWE's main roster since his arrival in 2016. While on NXT, Zayn had his fair share of amazing matches and a short-lived NXT title run crushed by his former friend, then foe, and now friend again, Kevin Owens. Zayn has an undeniable passion for this business and could easily be one of the super baby faces of this business, but before he got injured, WWE made him a whiny heel instead of a man with the biggest heart in the world, willing to give his life rather than taking a pinfall. Zayn was part of the worst segment in WWE in quite some time, called Bobby Lashley's Sisters. In many eyes, this was the final straw in what could have been a fantastic stint with the WWE. It is doubtful that Zayn will receive a decent push once he returns, and will probably be fed to a new rival from NXT or teamed up again with Kevin Owens, a partnership that has also been run down to the ground. I believe Sami Zayn could be the face of All Elite Wrestling, so what is Zayn waiting for? Let's go! So that was my list of potential WWE stars who could jump ship to WCW. I mean AEW. Who do you think is in need to reinvent himself or herself on AEW? Tell us in the comments below and tell us on Twitter @WrestlevisionYT. I've been Dan. Thanks for watching.